Hi, my name is Sean Atkinson. I'm an assistant professor of music in the School of Music here at TCU. And I'm excited to be talking with everyone in a couple of days about flipped classroom and how we can take an individualized approach to how we integrate flipped classroom techniques into our already existing syllabi. The common thing that I get from colleagues here at TCU and just other institutions around the country is a misconception of what flipped classroom means. The most common misconception I get is that it's for a situation where a class is fully online. And so in that case, they sense the flipping as flipping the whole class to an online environment as opposed to an in-person environment. This actually isn't the case. Flipped classrooms, the idea for flipped classroom came about long before online classes or MOOCs, massively online courses, became a mainstay or became such a trendy thing in higher education. The basic concept of a flipped classroom, then, is to take material that would normally be done in class, for instance, a lecture, and move that to outside of class, and then to take things that would be done outside of class, things like worksheets or writing problems or any other independent student work or traditionally independent student work, and actually bring that into class. The benefit here is twofold. One, the dissemination of information, the lecture in this example, is the easiest thing to move outside of class given technology. So students can watch a video of you presenting the material, they can listen to a podcast of you presenting the material, and they can learn at their own pace. So they can slow the video down, they can take pauses, take breaks, think about what had just been said, move on. It's almost like if you had a DVR connected to a live lecture. This allows students who aren't getting the material as quickly as other students to move at their own pace. The other benefit is that students can ask questions immediately as they have them while they're doing the work. So when they're in class working on the lecture material, they have immediate access to not only the teacher but to other students to actually help them figure out the best way to move forward on any given assignment. To flip a class, you can do this in a variety of different manners. One, you can make a video like I'm making now, which was giving us the basic definition of what a flipped classroom is. But there are many successful things you can do without doing a video. For instance, you could just make an audio version, or sometimes this could be set up as an official podcast. These could be set up through iTunes and other places. There are a massive community of scholars and teachers across the country, across the world, who are doing videos and teaching flipped classes. And they make their videos publicly available using a Creative Commons license. If you don't know what Creative Commons is, I'll provide a link in the description of this video so you can read more about that. Then the other thing you could do is just assign very selected readings. So instead of having them read all of chapter 2, just have them read select portions of chapter 2, or maybe just the first quarter of chapter 2 to give them a basic introduction to a concept that you can then explore further in class the next time. So there are a lot of different ways you can do this. Now, what I would like to do in this video is to give you an assignment. Yes, I know, I'm giving you homework for one of these teaching learning conversations. But all I want you to do is think about how you would apply flipped classroom teaching in your own subject area. Now, we're all going to be coming from a variety of different subject areas for this, and I think that's a great opportunity for some interdisciplinary discussion about how this may work. But we all have different ways and different ideas about how this may be applied. So there's a series of questions I'd like us all to think about. One is, how would you flip a class? Again, there's no need to have to flip the whole semester, or the whole class doesn't have to be done this way. So how would you do it? Would you use a video, or would you use something else? Would you just use audio? Would you use video, combination of both? And then I think most importantly is targeting those lessons that work best in a flipped situation. Not everything is going to work. So what lessons would you have in mind that could be used as a possible flip? And conversely, what would you never in a million years flip? What's a topic that you must do in class? I think thinking about both extremes is useful in determining what makes for a good flipped lesson and what doesn't. And then thinking about, well, what is it about those lessons that lend themselves to flipping or not to flipping? And I do want you to think about this specifically in whatever area you teach in, not necessarily broadly consider. We'll broadly consider things at the teaching learning conversation. But for this assignment, I would like for you to think specifically about your area of focus and your area of teaching and what things flipped classroom technique could potentially, even as you see it, even if you don't have a solid conception of what this is yet, what are some ideas you've got about how this could affect how you teach and what you teach in a given semester? So that's it. I look forward to talking with all of you soon, and thank you.